Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my journey with credit. And so I don't know if you know this, but I actually have $215,280 in lines of credit available to use. So I have a HELOC, I have a personal line of credit, I have many credit cards. And in fact, just this month, I applied for four new credit cards and I got 44,500, I think, in total new limits. And not only that, I with my existing credit lines, I got for three of them, I applied for credit limit increases. And so again, this is for informational purposes only. I'm not giving you financial advice, but in general, when is the best time to apply for credit for me? It would be when I don't need money. So I've been on a credit, rampage. I don't know if that's the best way to call it, or a credit applying spree. And so one of the things I want to talk about is that, I've talked to some of you over on Zoom, and one of the things some of you have been commenting is like, yeah, the bank or the lender gives me credit line increases automatically. But one of the things I also want to talk about is that it's a good idea to also be proactive in asking for credit limit increases maybe every 3 to 6 months. And if you use a card, and you always pay your bills on time, and you're not using all the limits, the banks will usually increase your credit limit, and depending on your credit profile and your income. And so what I did is I took three cards that I had. So one was previously a $17,000 limit, another was a $15,000 limit, and another one was $3,000 limit. And I just went to their websites and I just asked for an increase, and then they just came up with a random number to increase my credit. So this one, they said, okay, we'll increase your credit by $1,000. This one that says, okay, we're gonna actually increase your credit limit by $3,000, right? And then this one here, I don't know, they're being cheapos. Just like, okay, well, we're just only giving you an $800 credit limit increase. Now, I guess I was just like, okay, that's better than nothing. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is that you got to be a little bit careful when doing this. So one of the things that you want to make sure is that you look at your credit profile, and you look at your credit profile, and you make sure that in certain aspects, whether it's your debt to income ratio, how much credit you're currently using, several other things that we talk about in our understanding credit course that we only offer to group members. You want to make sure it's in pristine condition, and then you apply, right? Another thing that you kind of want to be careful of is that you have to know the difference between a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry. So every time you apply for credit, especially with new credit cards, the banks do something called a hard inquiry, and they're letting other lenders know that, hey, you apply for this credit, right? I mean, it's kind of a simplified explanation, but think about it from the lender's point of view and why they would want to create a hard inquiry and let other people know. Like, let's say you're a lender and you found out that someone who's applying for your credit card actually applied for 25 other credit cards and opened 25 new accounts like last month. Like, wouldn't you want to know that? And if you found that out, you probably want to deny them, right? So that's why hard inquiries exist. Now, usually when you apply for a credit limit increase in an existing account, they do something called a soft inquiry, where they're just checking your profile, but they're not letting all the other credit lenders know, or I'm sorry, they're not letting all the other banks and lenders know that you're applying for credit, because they just want to check what's in your profile. And then if your profile looks good, then they increase it by some sort of algorithm or something like that, I think. Now, here's the other thing too. You always want to call your bank and confirm whether increasing an existing line is going to actually cause a hard inquiry or soft inquiry. Sometimes they don't know, right? And if they don't know, then just hang up the phone and then call, another bank representative. But usually the bank representative will know if doing a credit limit increase um, is going to result in a hard inquiry or soft inquiry. But here's the thing. I didn't have to do anything, right? I didn't have to apply for new credit cards. It just didn't ding my credit, at least for the three credit lines that I have. But I got $4,800 in available credit, and all I did was just ask for it. And sometimes you just got to ask for it, right? So it's not bad to be a little bit proactive about it. Just use your credit, pay it off in full. I mean, that'll probably be the best scenario, And it's okay, in my opinion, to give the bank a little bit of interest because they have to make money, right? I mean, if you were a lender, wouldn't you want to make some money too? The thing is, you don't want to give them like 100 or 2% in interest, right? Like a 30-year mortgage. But if I'm borrowing money from a bank, maybe I borrow like 200, $300,000. I don't mind if they make 10 or 20, but I definitely don't want to give them, like in a 30-year mortgage, if I borrow $300,000, I don't want to give them $300,000 in interest, right? But I don't mind if they make a little bit of money off of me. In fact, I borrowed $100,000 in credit cards this year, and I only paid about $5,000. So the banks are saying that I'm using the cards, right? And I'm being responsible for them. And you should always be safe and responsible with anything you do, including credit cards. So I just want to talk about how, just today, this morning, I woke up and was like, you know what? I should just try asking the bank to increase my credit limits, and then I just put in the information that they requested. I click the button on a website, and then bam, they gave me 1,000 here, 3,000 there, 800 here. For some reason, this bank's being a little cheapo, and I got a 4,800 increase in my total credit lines on existing credit cards, right? So again, don't be afraid to be a little bit proactive with asking for credit limit increases maybe every 3 to 6 months, and here's the other thing too. Always be honest and ethical in your application. Don't ever lie. Don't lie on your income. Don't do not do anything illegal, right? But be honest and ethical, and put your income, and usually they ask for your mortgage payment, and then if you get rejected, you get rejected, right? Don't worry about it. And if you take I get reject I actually got like 3 rejections from credit card companies this month. But just because you get rejected from one company doesn't mean you'll get rejected from others. So again, so just be a little bit careful with that. So I just want to talk about how I was able to score $4,800 or not score that money, but it scored in available credit lines just today. Okay. All right, so this is a Korean Atlanta mentorship. Again, this is for informational purposes, not any financial advice. If you're interested in joining a group, go ahead and click the Google form link below. We'll be in touch, and have a great day, and we will speak next time.